I mean, everybody's that man ain't no. He got no chance. Tank told you a couple of days earlier hey, you not going the distance. Y'all shake, pretty little 250, whatever the case may be. You go into that fight. You know Tank's a slow starter. Builds up as the fight progresses. Know he's trying to land, hook to the body, come up top with it. I thought even without the knockdown, I thought he won it. I thought he had. I mean, look, I know Tank landed punches, but
because he was aggressive.
Roach was the more aggressive fighter.
We will never see that fight happen again. It just will not happen. Gervonta Tank Davis doesn't like hard fights. It's that simple. We've seen it over and over. He fought a Ryan Garcia drained. He fought a very inexperienced Rolly Romero.
Shannon Sharpe didn't hold back in criticizing Gervonta Davis for avoiding a rematch with Lamont Roach. He argued that the fight must happen, especially since Roach would have won if the knockdown had been counted. Sharpe called out Davis for dodging tough competition, insisting it's time to stop avoiding real challenges and give fans the rematch they deserve.
If they have a rematch.
Yeah, I mean, they have to, huh?
But look, there's enough fighters in that class. You got Lomachenko, you got Shakur, you got Haney, you got Garcia, you got Tank, you got Roach. Come on, man, make these damn fights happen. Stop ducking and dodging each other. What the?
Sharpe's criticism carries even more weight, as Tank himself admitted that Lamont Roach possesses superior skills.
Press conference, and you looked at him and you said, you really should have waited. You took this fight too early. You really should have waited. That's what you told him before the fight, and then you went and put him to sleep. This cat right here, Lamont Roach, he ain't saying something like that about you, is he? He's not doing that, is he?
No, but Lamont had more experience than Roach. I mean, right. I'm bugging. Lamont had more skills than Frank Martin, for sure.
Okay. I got you.
Many boxing fans and analysts believe Gervonta Davis will likely avoid a rematch with Lamont Roach, given his history of sidestepping tough rematches. This perspective is reinforced by his past decisions, such as not pursuing a second fight against Ryan Garcia or other high-risk opponents throughout his career.
We will never see that fight happen again. It just will not happen. Gervonta Tank Davis doesn't like hard fights. It's that simple. We've seen it over and over. He fought a Ryan Garcia drained. He fought a very inexperienced Rolly Romero. He will not fight Devin Haney. He will not fight Shakur. He will not fight Pitbull Cruz again. He will not fight Lamont Roach again. He will not fight Tefimo. He will not fight He will not fight those guys. That's just not who Tank is.
Davis's underwhelming performance against Lamont Roach left many fans disappointed, sparking doubts about whether he's still at his peak. The absence of longtime trainer Calvin Ford only added to the speculation that Davis struggled without his guidance. Many believe Ford's departure contributed to Davis not looking as sharp as before.
Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach goes to a majority decision draw, with Tank retaining his WBA lightweight title. Now, I did not score this fight a draw. I had it 7-5 to Lamont Roach. I thought he had the ring generalship and effective pressure. He was landing the jab and effective combinations. Tank, as usual, had a very low output, and he was relying on one big shot. I gave Roach the first 3 rounds, Tank the next 3 rounds, and then Roach for the last 6 rounds to win the fight. Not to mention, Tank did take a knee in the middle of the fight. By rule, that should have been considered a knockdown. Yes, it was to get his mouthpiece, and that's why they didn't rule it a knockdown. But anytime a fighter takes a knee, that's a knockdown. And that would have given Roach 1 more point to win the fight. Now, I'm sure they'll run it back. I mean, Lamont Roach absolutely deserves a rematch. He just had the fight of his life. He wasn't scared to go toe-to-toe with Tank. Landing his combinations, the bigger counters, and the more effective shots. He definitely deserves a second payday. Now, in the co-main event, Gary Antoine Russell put on an amazing performance. I think he won 11 or 12 rounds against Ryan Valenzuela. Great hand speed, good combinations, masterclass to win the WBA title. And then in the featured bout, Alberto Puello beat Sandor Martin to retain his WBC title. He landed the cleaner left hands, definitely won the last 2 to 3 rounds to edge the fight. But overall, good card. I do think Roach won the fight though.
Davis criticized Tank Davis, stating that he lacked focus during his fight against Lamont Roach. He suggested that Tank's mindset wasn't fully in the ring, which may have impacted his performance. Many fans agree, believing that outside distractions played a role in his struggles during the highly anticipated matchup.
Like the bigger picture, he just wasn't focused for real. He, doing a lot of arguing in the ring and just a lot of stuff that wasn't like, he wasn't just focused. He wasn't all the way locked in the ring. You heard him say something like, it's a lot of things going on outside the ring that he was leading up to the fight, and shit, that's natural, you know what I'm saying? It's normal. Shit, I was going through the same thing with this last fight, you know, so I just feel like he just wasn't focused.
The first bout between Tank Davis and Lamont Roach drew significant attention, resulting in a pay-per-view PPV buy rate of 149,000. While respectable, these numbers fell short of expectations, sparking discussions about the factors that influenced the event's commercial performance.
So, Rick Glazer is reporting that Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach sold 149,000 pay-per-view buys. And he tweeted this report at Turkey Al-Sheikh. Coincidence? Truthful? Do you trust Rick Glazer's reporting on this issue? If you do, let me know why. If you don't, let me know why not. But you best believe I have a long video coming on this later today. Y'all be sure to check that out. We'll see y'all soon. Peace.
Leading up to their initial bout, Lamont Roach secured a contract clause, granting him an immediate rematch. Expressing his readiness and eagerness, Roach affirmed his willingness to face Davis again, emphasizing that the rematch would take place at Davis's camp's discretion.
Boxing fan, that the fact that I do watch him fight, you know what I'm saying? Like I really like boxing.
Are you open to immediate rematch?
In my contract, immediate rematch was signed. I signed for the immediate rematch when I signed for the first fight.
Right.
Just in case he lost or just in case it was a draw.
So when you got a rematch clause, how long we take it?
It's up to the A side and when they want to fight. So I'm thinking it's gonna be soon. I'm hoping it's gonna be soon. Let's say that.
What is soon to you? When you say soon to me, I'm thinking a month.
I'm thinking July.
I'm thinking July.
When asked about a potential rematch with Lamont Roach, Gervonta Davis expressed uncertainty. He suggested that he didn't expect the fight to happen within the year, leaving fans and analysts speculating about his future plans.
I'm not sure, bro. I'm definitely not sure, but hopefully we could get it before. Nah, it probably won't be this year.
Is that the one you want next?
It's definitely the one I want next, but it's not gonna be next.
Well, what is?
You might see it in a minute. You definitely might see it in a minute.
Henry Garcia, a prominent figure in the boxing community, voiced skepticism about Davis's performance against Roach. He pointed to the absence of longtime trainer Calvin Ford as a possible factor in Davis's struggles. Garcia also suggested that outside distractions may have played a role in Davis's performance during the fight.
There's no way you could say Tank won. There's no way.
Do you think that he's diminished in some way, or do you think that just mentally he just wasn't there for the fight?
Well, a little bit of both. You know, his age is catching up to him. You know, his legs aren't there as he used to be. And, you know, he switched his trainer, you know. Could be another factor.
With Barry Hunter being the head trainer and Coach Calvin being outside.
Yeah, but he snapped at Calvin too. So that's, you know, there was something going on. I really don't know, and I couldn't really speculate on that because I don't know. But I know that something was bothering Tank because Tank is a good fighter and he's out to hurt you, you know. But hey, you know, Lamont Roach stood his ground, and he did a great job.
Some boxing professionals have criticized Gervonta Davis for allegedly cherry-picking opponents throughout his career. They argue that Lamont Roach, seen as a carefully selected challenger, proved to be more difficult than expected. This has fueled speculation that Davis may avoid a rematch to protect his undefeated record.
I think Tank been cherry picking for a long time, but I think Tank got the talent to be an all-time great. He just don't want to have a resume for whatever reason. So I think this is gonna force him to go see people.
Step up a little bit.
It showed even his fans. It kind of took that allure off. Like, oh, this nigga not perfect. He can't just whoop anybody ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and I think Lamont should have won the fight on the technicality. If it wasn't a knockdown, the ref wouldn't have started counting. He started counting. He only stopped because Tank told him to stop. He told that nigga no. I'm like, no, stop, nigga. He was like, oh, my bad.
You take away the jabs, Tank landed more. Percentage was higher. I'm all about connection, bro. I think Tank did a better job in the fight. I gave Lamont maybe one of the early rounds. After round 6 or 7, I think Roach put in very good work and kind of matched whatever Tank was doing, or Tank matched whatever Lamont started doing. The technicality, bro, that was.
During the initial fight between Davis and Roach, Davis faced heavy criticism for his performance, prompting an unexpected reaction from his own fans. The stadium echoed with boos directed at him, reflecting the audience's disappointment and increasing the pressure for a potential rematch with the boxing superstar.
An outside strange occurrence that it may just be a part of his DNA. For him to get hit in amateurs and then take a step back and take a knee when he obviously wasn't hurt, it just shows to me that instead of gritting it out, all right, and possibly get knocked out or taking those chances, he'd rather take a knee to disrupt the momentum and then start over. That's how I'm taking it. It can be a great strategy, or it can be the bully complex. That when you meet somebody and they're not fearing you, or they're not retreating or backing away from you, and they're showing poise and the ability to withstand your output and give some back, like any bully, they kind of
Canelo Alvarez weighed in on the controversy surrounding Davis's decision to take a knee during the fight. He argued that such an action should have been ruled a knockout, implying that the referee's decision to overlook it was questionable.
He take a knee. You need to lose like 10-8 that round at least, no? And plus the corner go up and put it a towel in the face. That's a disqualification for sure.